With Hoyoverse releasing the first trailer for Zenless Zone Zero, we managed to get a pretty good glimpse and understanding of the game. We saw the clean combat, diverse characters, and smooth cinematics that the game has to offer. However, there's still many things that remain a mystery, but recently we did receive new information that'll help uncover some of these mysteries. Hey, what's going on guys? It's Johnny and welcome to another Zenless Zone Zero video. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about Zenless, but specifically on some characters because the members of the Gentle House have been confirmed. Let's go over the characters that were revealed and learn more about them since it might help us understand more about the game's story. Before we do jump into it guys, if you do like the video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. This will greatly help our channel to grow and help with the YouTube algorithm and recommend the video to other viewers. Now without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So first off, we are on the Zenless website, which means all information we see will be official. Immediately, you can see the sign up button on the top right. While the game doesn't have an official launch date, it does have a sign up for closed beta. If you guys are at all interested in the game, then I highly recommend and encourage you to sign up. It will probably take you between 5 to 10 minutes to complete, and the overall questions are pretty straightforward. Once the sign up is completed though, the user will be enrolled for a chance to get into the beta. In their Q&A questions, one of the questions asked was when the sign-up event ended. We didn't get a direct answer, but instead were informed that the deadline will be announced separately, so make sure to sign up as soon as possible if you guys are looking to potentially try out the game in advance. Moving on though, we can see a section for characters. Currently, only the Gentle House members are confirmed, which consist of Anbi Damar, the sword user, Nicole Damar, the Warhammer and Cannon user, and Billy Kid, the gunner. Now I said Anbi, the sword user, and you guys are probably looking at me like, hey, Johnny, that's no sword. Looking at her image, that blade looks like a kitchen knife. Seriously, the sword was definitely way longer and not the size of a dagger. The website does dive into the lore of the characters as well, which is something that I'm always interested in because I like connecting and feeling invested with the characters. As we hit view more at the bottom right, it will take us to a new page for characters. Here, we can see an amazing image for the Gentle House members. You have Billy Kid looking all sly and fresh, while Nicole is looking giggly and diva-like, and Anbi is like, oh, what up? It looks like they might have a mascot as well because there's a green-looking Paimon that's posing. In the trailer, we do see a similar mascot as well who appears alongside two characters who I'm speculating are the MCs, but with a different color. This mascot might be a common companion throughout the world of Eridu, unlike Genshin where only the Traveler has a trusty companion in Paimon. Also, can we just take a second to appreciate the style of this game? Seriously, the character's clothing looks very sick, especially the kicks. As we scroll down a bit, you can see a description for the Gentle House, along with another name that they go by, Cunning Hares. And a description that says the Cunning Hares are always available for the right price. Based on the description, it sounds like the group are mercenaries who are taking on jobs for the right price, similar to my boy Cloud Strife. There's also a couple coming soon notices near the Cunning Hares, so we can expect more groups to be making a debut as well. Now, does this come as a surprise? Nope, not at all, because we saw a lot of characters from the trailer and a couple of them are side by side as well, so we can kinda expect who's gonna be together and whatnot. Also, something that stood out to me during the trailer was that when they first introduced the Gentle House, there was a cat-like girl that was included, but on the Zenless page, it only mentions 3 members. Previously, Nicole and Billy Kid were blank icons as well, so I'm curious about the cat-like girl's involvement with the Gentle House. Maybe a 4th member? If we click on the individual characters though, it will take us to the lore segment. One thing that's really cool is that the voice actors for Japanese and Chinese have already been selected. I'm super curious to see who's gonna be the voice actors for the English cast, because Genshin voice actors are truly out of this world. And since it is another Hoyoverse game, I wonder if we'll see some voice actors in Genshin make an appearance in Zenless. Now for each character, they will have a quote and description for us to learn more about them. For Anbi's character quote, it reads, "Target confirmed, commencing the operation." From a quote, we can definitely see Anbi's focused on the mission. Judging by her appearance, she definitely seems the youngest of the 3, but still very much capable of handling missions. And clearly has style! I really like her headphones. Her description reads, a mysterious young girl who never talks about her past, almost as if she didn't have one. She is calm and collected and unusually competent and efficient in combat, almost as if she had years of training. In an unexpected incident, Nicole brought her back to the Cunning Hares, and she has an emotional independence on her ever since. She loves watching movies, but due to certain lack of common sense, she seems to almost think them real-life stories. A couple almost in the passage, but it just further expands on Ambi's past to be a mystery. Maybe to her, it's more of a personal matter, which is something that might be expanded on in-game. But for characteristics, she is calm and collected and apparently very skilled in combat. Which makes sense because in the trailer, she was slaying those monsters. Her technique with the sword is definitely no moves of an amateur. The next part was really where it gets interesting because we learned that Nicole was the one that brought Ambi into the Cunning Hares due to an unexpected incident. Now, I'm sure this unexpected incident is something that's going to be explained in-game, but if you look at both Ambi and Nicole's name, you can see that they share the same last name of Damara. However, it doesn't sound like they are sisters since the unexpected part made it seem like they had a previous encounter through chance. Ambi most likely took on Nicole's last name, so both could be kind of like a sister figure to one another, but this is all just speculation. Maybe they are actually sisters or just by chance have the same last name and I just sound like a complete fool. Lastly, we can see one of her interests, which is watching movies, but she takes them too seriously. Ambi's past is still a mystery since she doesn't like talking about it much, but she definitely still seems young, which is why she might appear inexperienced when it comes to other matters outside of combat. Next up, we have the gorgeous Nicole. Now, she's definitely gonna be a character that many will consider a waifu, and looks like she carries around the mascot as well. Her character quote reads, a wise choice, but I should warn you, my services don't come cheap. This basically just further elaborates on the mercenary side of the Cunning Hares and how they take on missions, but with a nifty price. For the description, it reads, the leader of the odd job agency, the Cunning Hares, who accepts all kinds of hollow-related commissions. She's been on the streets for many years and has a reputation among her peers as being exceedingly cunning. She's been blacklisted by many clients due to her all-or-nothing approach. She loves money, but is surprisingly bad at managing it, leaving the Cunning Hares constantly on the edge of bankruptcy and owing many debts. Immediately, we learn that Nicole is the leader of the Cunning Hares, and Cunning as well, which is most likely how the group came up with its name. The group also takes on any hollow-related commissions, but what exactly is a hollow? Now, if we recall, Ambi's character quote said target confirmed, commencing the operation. Hollows are most likely enemies in the game that's disturbing everyday life, and why the Cunning Hares are commissioned to get rid of them. It's kind of funny because Nicole's been in the business for years, but seems like she's blacklisted by many clients due to her extreme methods, which might affect the amount of commissions the group receive. You can kind of see Nicole is an explosive person as well. This becomes apparent from the trailer because of her combat and weapon type. It, for sure seems like an all-or-nothing approach. Just because you like money doesn't necessarily mean you'll be great at managing it, as shown by Nicole. Nonetheless, she's gonna be an interesting character to be around, one that will bring action wherever she goes. Now, last but not least, we have the man himself, Billy... Kid? Billy definitely has an interesting name, and I wonder if Kid is his actual last name or if it's like a code name of sorts. If you look at Billy's jacket, you can see that it has a label for Kid as well, so there might be a deeper meaning behind it. For his character quote though, it reads, the Starlight Knights never lose. Ha 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 ha. So far, there isn't any mention of the Starlight Knights, but if we read his description, we find out that it's actually a show. The quote reads, a handsome cyborg with a casual and carefree personality. He's an avid fan of the Starlight Knight show, not only referring to himself as one of the Starlight Knights, but repeating many classic lines from the show. Refers to his pair of special custom-made high-caliber revolvers as the girls. They appear to have been a gift from an old friend. He may look unreliable, but once he gets serious, Billy can take on any challenge. Taking a glance at Billy, you can definitely see that he has mechanical parts. I'm actually not sure if he's wearing a mask of sorts or if his head overall is mechanical, but he does have spiky hair, so I'm assuming it's most likely a mask. His fandom for the Starlight Knight show makes him feel like he's part of the Starlight Knights, which shows his kid-like personality and most likely why he's called Billy Kid. Could be one of the reasons why Ambi feels as though movies and shows are real-life stories as well. Billy's weapon types are guns, a pair of revolvers in which he even gave nicknames to. When you generally provide a nickname for someone or something, it's mostly to show the importance of it. Since it's from an old friend, it's no surprise that he would do the same, but holy Archons, those revolvers be looking fresh. Sign me up, too bad person's friend. And there we have it, guys. These are the 3 members we know as of late for the Gento House. The Gento House, aka the Cunning Hares, definitely seems like a fun group. Something that I'm curious about is if these 3 characters are gonna be accessible for free at the beginning of your journey, kinda like Amber, Kaya, and Lisa in Genshin, or if there'll be gacha characters that we have to pull for. If it's the later, then I can definitely see myself pulling on all 3 because out of all the groups that were introduced from the trailer, the Gento House is definitely my favorite. Getting to learn more about them definitely helps, but overall, I just click with this group right away. Let me know what you guys think of the Cunning Hares and who of the 3 is your favorite. Personally, I'm always a huge fan of swords as a weapon type, and Ambi's abilities look absolutely insane, so I'd probably have to say Ambi, but Nicole and Billy Kid are amazing as well. These 3 are definitely a complete package, and you can bet I'll try to chase for all 3 characters. Zenless is a game that I'm heavily interested in, so you can expect more content on this game as we get more information. I hope you guys are as hyped as I am for this game because playing this game side by side with Genshin is gonna be awesome. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Don't forget also turn that notification bell so you don't miss on any newly released videos. I've been Johnny D, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one.